Trusts and marital assets in an Illinois divorce. Understanding how trusts can affect the division of marital assets in Illinois divorces is crucial for couples with substantial assets or complex financial structures. While a trust might seem like a reliable way to protect assets during a divorce, Illinois law places specific limitations on how and when assets in a trust can truly be shielded from division. Let's explore the legal landscape and processes around trusts and marital assets in Illinois divorces. Law and legalities of trusts in Illinois divorces. Under Illinois law, assets held in a trust can sometimes be considered separate from the marital estate if the assets are transferred correctly and without fraudulent intent. Illinois courts evaluate whether trust assets are subject to division by examining the origin and intent behind the trust. For example, if the trust was created by a third party, such as a relative, it may be protected as non-marital property, meaning it's not typically divisible in divorce proceedings. However, trusts created by either spouse using marital assets may face more scrutiny. In these cases, the court will look for any evidence of fraudulent intent, especially if the trust was created to hide assets from the other spouse. Any attempts to conceal ownership or retain control over the trust through illusory or colorable transactions that may appear genuine but retain hidden ties to the creator, could render the trust assets subject to division. How do trusts impact marital assets in divorce? Non-marital versus marital trusts. Illinois courts define marital property broadly as anything acquired after the marriage but before legal separation. Trusts created before the marriage with assets that are kept separate typically remain protected as non-marital property. However, trusts created with marital funds or assets after marriage can complicate the division. Types of trusts. Irrevocable trusts, trusts that cannot be altered once created, tend to offer more protection in divorce cases. Since the settlor relinquishes control over the assets, these are less likely to be considered marital property. Revocable trusts, where the trust creator retains control, are more vulnerable in court and may be subject to division. Fraudulent intent and transparency. For assets in a trust to remain protected, transparency and the absence of fraudulent intent are critical. Illinois courts evaluate whether the trust genuinely serves an estate planning purpose or if it was primarily intended to hide assets from the spouse. Courts may void any transfer to a trust if there is clear evidence of fraud, such as the creator secretly benefiting from the trust. Defining and understanding the trust process in divorce. A trust in Illinois is a legal arrangement where one party, known as the trustee, holds property for the benefit of another, the beneficiary. Trusts are established through various means, including wills, deeds, and declarations. Once assets are placed in a trust, they typically become the trust's property rather than the individual's. Key types of trusts in divorce. Revocable trusts. These trusts allow the person who created the trust, the settlor, to alter or revoke the trust at any time. Because the settlor retains control over these assets, they are less protected in a divorce setting. Irrevocable trusts. Here, the settlor gives up control over the assets, and the trust cannot be changed. This structure makes it harder to prove fraudulent intent, offering a stronger defense in divorce cases. Trusts with spousal beneficiaries. If one spouse is a beneficiary, the trust might be treated differently. The court could require the beneficiary's spouse to waive any interest as part of the divorce settlement, depending on the terms outlined in the marital settlement agreement. When handling trusts in an Illinois divorce, each detail matters. From ensuring the trust has a valid, transparent purpose to understanding the type of trust and whether it was established with marital assets, every factor can impact the outcome. Navigating these complex situations requires a lawyer experienced in Illinois family law and trust structures to protect your interests effectively. If you're facing divorce and need guidance on trusts and marital assets, contact our experienced attorneys at 1165 North Clark Street, number 700, Chicago, Illinois, 60610, United States, or call us at 773-334-6311. We're here to help you secure your financial future.